Koichi Tanaka came to Charlie at this time and said respectfully, "Mr. Charlie, I'm really sorry about this incident. I didn't expect that you are now a major shareholder of Kobayashi Pharmaceutical. If there is anything improper today, please forgive us." As a person who has seen Charlie's strength, Tanaka has full awe of Charlie. Abandoned Yamamoto Kazuki with a palm, and with his hands, Ito Takehiko's bodyguards lost their combat effectiveness. Such a person was incredibly powerful in Tanaka's eyes. Therefore, even if it is now in Japan and even if the Ito family has full influence in Japan, Koichi Tanaka still feels that the Ito family had better not provoke Charlie. Otherwise, no one knows what will happen to the entire Ito family. Seeing that Tanaka Koichi was quite on the road, Charlie's expression was slightly relieved, and he said, "Tanaka, leave me a contact information. I may have something to find you in the future for." Koichi Tanaka immediately took out a business card and handed it to Charlie respectfully. "Mr. Charlie, this is the business card. Please accept it." Charlie nodded, took the business card from him, and put it in his pocket. Tanaka bowed slightly to Charlie and said, "Mr. Charlie, then I will leave first." After that, he left the meeting room. Ito Takehiko's 2 personal bodyguards can only flee hurriedly, clutching the broken arm like the broken arm heroes. There was dead silence in the meeting room. Everyone looked at Charlie and Ichiro with anxiety, and didn't know what fate was waiting for them next. Ichiro cleared his throat at this time and said, "I tell you, as the legal heir of Kobayashi Pharmaceutical, I have 100% decision-making power over Kobayashi Pharmaceutical, and the equity transfer agreement I signed also has 100% legal effect. So now Kobayashi Pharmaceutical is already a subsidiary of JX Pharmaceutical, if you still want to make money here to support your family." At this time, some people questioned, "Before the old president gave us 30% of the shares of the family executives, now you give 90% of the shares to others, how to protect our interests?" Ichiro said coldly, "In the future, you can get 3% of the income from my 10% shares. I can assure you of this." 30% becomes 3%? Someone questioned indignantly, "How can we support our family after shrinking so much?" "Yes. Isn't this killing us?" "Yes. We will starve to death sooner or later if this continues." Ichiro did not expect that after playing Masayoshi, there were so many people against him. At the bottom of his heart, he could not help but secretly said, "This matter is really tricky. I sacrificed 90% to Charlie. I was forced to use this 90% of the shares in exchange for freedom. Otherwise, don't know that I will be placed under house arrest in that kennel. When will it happen? But these people will certainly not be willing to sacrifice 90% of their own interests." Charlie said in a cold voice at this time, "If you can't accept Kobayashi's proposal, then go to the Human Resources Department to go through the resignation procedures immediately." "Let us resign?" Someone sneered. "The entire R&D, production, promotion, and sales of Kobayashi Pharmaceuticals are all done by us. If we leave, Kobayashi Pharmaceuticals will immediately be paralyzed. All of the many production bases in the country will all be in chaos, then you will just wait for bankruptcy." Charlie smiled and asked him, "This friend, what are you responsible for at Kobayashi Pharmaceutical?" The man said proudly, "I am in charge of R&D. I am the head of the R&D department. Kobayashi's Wizen was developed by me and Mr. Jiro. Without me, the entire R&D of Kobayashi Pharmaceutical will be suspended." Someone echoed, "Yes. If Mikawa Kobayashi leaves Kobayashi Pharmaceutical, then the entire Kobayashi Pharmaceutical will completely lose its ability to innovate." Charlie nodded and smiled and said, "Oh, that's great. I was thinking on the way here. After merging Kobayashi Pharmaceutical, I must make drastic reforms to Kobayashi Pharmaceutical. The first department to be cut down is the R&D department. Because the R&D department of Kobayashi Pharmaceuticals is worthless in my eyes, it is rubbish." Mikawa Kobayashi angrily shouted, "I am a postdoctoral fellow majoring in biopharmaceuticals at the University of Tokyo and one of the top pharmaceutical experts in Japan. The department I led is the strongest among Japanese pharmaceutical companies. You dare to say that I am rubbish?" Charlie said disdainfully. As for the Kobayashi Wizen you developed, at least 80% of the prescriptions are stolen from ancient Chinese prescriptions, and the remaining 20% is a little improvement of your own. Obviously, it is plagiarism, and it is said that it is self-developed, and calling you garbage is an insult to the word garbage.